Haley.
And Liz.
From the Expressive Stitch Collective. And it's been a little while since we've checked in on, like, what have we been working on? I think the last time we've been doing some videos of painting and stitching. And before that, we were talking about cute things and like fun projects that we were doing.
And Haley was successful in completing some very cute things.
Oh gosh, I've done a lot of stuff for my business, which is called Loop by Loop Studio. A lot of kind of more commercial designs, and I figured today we'd do like a show and tell. I would kind of show a little bit about what I'm working on. Yep. My fine art work has, been a little bit neglected, but I've been really happy working on these projects. So we both have different things going on. But let me start by showing you, this was the pattern that Liz helped me design.
Well, I just said the word snail. That was my contribution.
It's true. I finished this way back and made this into a kit.
I love it. I love it.
And so it's Liz's snail. And it's kind of psychedelic, and it's a little bit like, I don't know, 70s vibe.
It is, yeah. I really like it.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So that was kind of fun.
Even the colors.
Yeah, the colors. Yeah,
I love that.
Avocado. That's called golden bronze, that color, but it looks like avocado green to me. The next thing I did, I'm getting ready for Halloween, so I did 2 ghosts.
I love that.
2 trick-or-treating ghosts.
Yep.
So this was one that I'm going to be listing very soon. In fact, I have a pre-order on my website for this now. But I've been loving doing these Halloween projects.
I feel like I'm shopping because now I'm like, I want to buy that kit and I want to buy that kit. Look at this
feel
guy.
Like
I love it.
2024 is all about the shaped pillow, especially for Halloween. So I've been inspired by things I've been seeing out there and been trying to make kind of like a vintage feel of different Halloween pillows. So I have this one, and then my next one I did is a cat. Again, stuffed pillow, stuffed shape pillow. And then the last one that I just finished this week, he's kind of wonky. I call them kind of derpy. Is a little ghost.
Oh my gosh.
And
I wish you could feel this guy.
He's like a little baby.
It's like a baby. It's like a ghost baby.
Little baby.
Yeah.
So
he's very cute.
I love Halloween, and this stuff just like, it gets me through the summer. I am not a heat person. And so by doing these projects that kind of remind me of fall, while I'm hiding in the air conditioning, is kind of anything I can do to sort of trick myself that I know it's not so hot and humid out.
The back to school commercials are coming, and it's really putting me in that mood.
Yeah.
And you with the Halloween, because I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so I'm doing some more Halloween projects, but also inspired by Liz, I've gotten myself
she's coming over to the dark side.
Yes, I know.
Well, you
did
did inspire me to rug hook, so it's only fair.
Some embroidery floss. This is just like a Joann's cheapy thing that I picked up so that I can continue on my painting stitching journey.
And it gives you you have a nice palette that you can work with.
Yep. So the last video that we did, Liz was showing me different stitches that I could incorporate onto my paper painting. So this is one that we did together that had, I don't know which way it's going to go, probably this way, but we'll see. It's obviously an abstract design
and this
that we
is
painted
from our thrift store
hunt. Yep. So I'm not perfect yet. I got a lot of like things going on in the back, a lot of knots that don't really make sense that I might have to glue down, but it actually does not matter.
No.
We don't care. And then I have some other paintings. We did these together a few weeks ago that are waiting for their stitching and their collage. So
that was fun. We need to do that again.
So I'm still kind of working on these paintings and collages, but also thinking about switching gears also. So that brings us over to, what has Liz been doing? Where's your head?
We kind of did this. We played with the idea of working small.
Minis.
We're doing minis and little mini collages. So I started being the keyword. I'm a good starter. My goal is, I have this little guy.
I actually
and this
love that.
This is actually an old cloth napkin with these little tassels.
I love that. I love the orange.
I think I'm going to do 3 little ones that are just fabric only, and then I'm going to maybe incorporate paper into these. And I don't know, these may be placeholders. They might actually be on paper. We had kind of challenged each other to work with the others.
Medium, or like style of working.
Exactly. So these are these little tiny, and I did tell Haley, while I thought I was going to love working tiny, I don't. I mean, it's fine. I like it, and it is really satisfying, because I think I did this whole thing in probably a total of I mean, we were like talking and chatting, but probably like 10 or 15 minutes.
And I
really
and I
stitching
actually
time.
really love it.
And I have a splint on my wrist, so I've been a little bit out of commission. I was slow, but yeah. So this is kind of fun, and I think it's a great way. It's like we use this word all the time, a thumbnail, but it really is a thumbnail. But you know, how cute would this be, just framed and
I do
something.
really like it.
I know it is growing on me, and maybe I'm just gonna keep at it.
And the thing is so I tend to do small thumbnail paintings. I don't know if we've talked about this how extensively on this channel, but one of my ways of generating ideas is to paint 3x3 inch, which is kind of wrong with that, is 3x3 inch paintings. And they're not something that I feel compelled on, that I have to work on all the time, but they're the thing that I pull out when I need, you know, a new kind of palette to work with, or new lines or new shapes. And this is so it's always there for me. So you don't have to do it all the time.
Somewhere around here I have another one that I tried to do small, but it ended up being big.
That's
remember?
Right, you did say that.
I do have that one. I don't know. You're not. We'll see it later. That's another video. And then the other thing I did is we keep talking about collage, and doing collage, and we've been working really abstractly and kind of bringing things together. And I started thinking more about when I was a kid, or if I have a magazine or something and I'm doing collage, I wanted to just take some elements that I liked from printed fabrics and bring them into what we're doing here. So I started this guy, and this is from a little boat. So I actually printed this fabric with what is the word? I think it was like a monoprint is what that was.
Yes, it does look like a monoprint.
And then I have this fabric line. I don't know why I love it, and it's by Claire. I can't think of her last name, but it's called Ahoy Mateys. And this is one of the little ships.
So Rhode Island.
I know, it is Rhode Island, and I love swimming in the ocean. So this woman reminds me of these Barbies. This is a Ruby Star Society fabric, and she was actually from a jelly roll, which is like we only get like 2.5 inches of the fabric, but it had these heads. She reminds me so much of the Barbies my neighbor gave to me when I was a little girl. From like the 50s.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I wanted to put
retro,
her.
Very vintage looking.
And then I'm just gonna fill it all in with a bunch of stitches and. But yeah, just to cut out some elements that were already existing. To collage together.
Absolutely.
So I don't know if it's something I'll keep doing, but it was fun to do.
It breaks you, again, it's all about sort of breaking those little comfort zones and trying something new and being excited by the process. Whether or not it sticks, it doesn't really matter. You're trying something new.
And I think a lot too, one of the things when I was teaching people quilting, I would say is don't look at what is on the fabric, because people would be like, oh, I love this. It's, you know, I love this print, or I love these flowers, or I love this. It's more that you need to look at the scale and so I was always thinking about like breaking up what was already there and almost making it so you can't see it, whereas this is the opposite. I'm pulling something that I want to be seen. So I'm thinking about my fabric in a different way.
Absolutely.
And then I have this little guy who, this is kind of my weird ongoing project. I don't even really know if there's an up, but this will flap down. It is kind of I've never done this. I'll show the back like Haley did. It's like a quilt as you go kind of project I'm doing. I have these.
Loving that shape over there.
Yeah, this is kind of weird, right?
Yeah, I love
very amorphous shapes. They will eventually all go together in a quilt. And now I'm kind of thinking, will they make up something within the quilt or a different shape, or will the whole quilt just be kind of like a crazy quilt? I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go. But none of them are square. I made them all wonky on purpose, and then I kind of bagged up 12 or 16 of them with everything I need. So I can grab this, it's an on the go. I have my palette established. I have all my embroidery floss is established. And then I am quilting these as well. So I'll put the back on, quilt this little square, and then I'm leaving sort of this border around so I can connect them all together.
Connect other quilts
at some
together.
point.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I kind of I like playing with things you think about with quilting. So this is like a log cabin, but then some triangles.
For sure.
But it's not done in a traditional way at all. Yeah, the flying geese are appliqued on. Anyway, so that and then
you have pieces of all sizes going on right now.
I do.
You literally have tiny, little, and big. And
I do. Yeah.
Speaking of, should we look at your big?
Okay, let's look at the big.
I'm gonna turn the camera off and turn it back on.
Okay.
When we get
this
to
is
the
something.
big.
If you follow us, you may have seen this before. I don't like to work on huge in the winter, so I put this off or summer. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Here we are.
Okay. So this I have shown this before. This was a quilt top that I did literally, I think, years ago, like probably like 6 years ago, finished this. And it was just a string quilt, and I really loved it. It was very calming and beautiful and not me at all. So I pulled out the top.
So you're talking about, when you say that, you're talking about the
just
grays
this background gray
and sort of the monochromatic neutral areas,
and made completely from scraps. I will say
so that was its iteration.
You can
for
actually see
a long
the little
time.
ship. If you come in here, you can see the ship. This is a bit of that fabric I just showed you
there
in the
you go.
other.
I do see
Yeah.
that. Yep. So it was very calming. You had it like that for quite a long time. You said.
I did have it, and I kind of got stuck. I was like, I don't even know what I want to do with this. So I mentioned earlier, I love to swim in the ocean. I have a group of women I swim with. We all happen to be fiber and textile people. And I have this sense when I swim of freedom. So I'm like,
freedom. So if you guys can't read
I'm going to
that,
express my freedom by doing this quilt top the way I want
it says
to do it.
freedom in a very contrasting type of
So it says
value
freedom.
and colors.
And then Haley and our friend Abby kind of helped me with this
so
part,
here we
doing a
go.
critique. You guys really helped me with this
you
critique.
guys got to see this.
You can see these are swimming ladies.
Yep, and so there's quite a few on here.
Yep.
They're all different.
And you can see I've quilted big stitch quilting waves, and I got to the point where I was done, and then I realized I don't like that I can't see my ladies. I can only see their heads. If Haley backs away, you can see they start to disappear.
Right.
Yeah.
They do start to disappear a little bit.
Even though they're fluorescent.
Right, even though they're fluorescent. I think it just has to do with the stitch.
Yeah, it does.
Being a little too small.
So we've added, I pulled
now
out.
that one sticks out so much
now she shows. So they're going to have bodies and faces. And this is, I want to be able to use this and wash this and work with it.
So it's going to be your beach.
Yeah, it'll
quilt.
be kind of like my beach quilt. And so it's a bigger project, but I also want to start working with yarn instead of embroidery cloths on some bigger scale pieces, and just experiment with almost like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but more the opposite. Like, what's that 50-foot woman? Didn't there used to be like some sort of crazy old scary movie about a 50-foot woman?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that's my big. I think because it's been dreary this week, I've been really thinking about pulling this out. And
so working small has inspired working big, which is really interesting because I've been feeling. Hold on. We were just saying literally a second ago. We working small and working with fabrics and things have definitely inspired this urge to go big in both of us, I think. There's something about like space that fabric provides in a way. It was like, I don't think of it in terms of quilt, which is lots of little pieces connected together. Think of fabric as like swaths, and there's something about that I find inspiring.
I told Haley I've for a couple of years now really been thinking about wanting to do things with drop cloths. Like I've used drop cloths for everything. I cover my furniture with them. I have them on my windows.
My curtains that came from
the curtains that came from our old studio.
Now, you could see them in the other frame.
I love functional things, and I feel like both of our art forms toy with functionality, meeting and like fine art, and somehow in the middle you find what we do. So, yeah, there's an appeal. And so I think when I go big, that might be a goal of mine is to finally. I don't know, why am I holding up? I just have to go to like
I know. Well, that's
the hardware
thing.
store and get a drop cloth.
To be fair, it's been a very busy summer for both of us. So we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace, but we're both feeling that itch. Like every time you it's like I'm tired and I have so much to do, but then you like have that thing in the back of your head like, oh, I gotta get to that store and get the things so I can start this new project.
I know.
Having just a little bit of progress on that would feel really good. So maybe by the next time you see us, I don't know, can't promise.
Something big.
And start working big.
The more things we have started, the better, I think. I mean, I do know I've met a couple people who like start and finish and they don't. I can't. No, I need to have clearly big, small, medium, and large at all times.
Medium, and large. The same way.
I'm the Goldilocks of
different series going on,
and they inspire each other and inform each other. Like you said, this is informing that and. It's funny, I got really into fluorescence while I was doing that. And then you see the fluorescents are, in the little itty bitty guy that is not even a fraction of one square of that other work. So.
So it's all connected. And you can even see it in the work. maybe not so much my commercial work, but like in your work, especially everything that you showed today.
Yes.
The thread that runs through. It's about finding that thread, or not even finding it and identifying it, but just like letting yourself come through, and that thread will just naturally be there. So yeah. So anyway, hopefully you guys have been having a relaxing, maybe productive, art-wise summer, if you find that relaxing.
And yeah, do you work on different things? I tend to work smaller in the summer because I don't want to be covered in a big quilt working on that. Let us know what you do in the summer, and if that changes, or do you take it to the beach? Do you? We keep saying we're going to go out and about.
Oh my gosh, we do.
And do a public, go sit on the bench on the bike path and stitch. So we should do that.
We have to. We're waiting for humidity to break. Yeah. So it's pretty humid here in Rhode Island.
So it's about as humid as it can get today.
Yeah. So but the reprieve will come.
And we'll be
and
waiting
we'll be
for
there.
it.
We'll be there outside, maybe in our sweaters with our pumpkin spice latte.
I can't wait. All right. On that note,
Thank you guys
we'll see you
so
soon.
much.
Bye.
Bye.